Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Love Spell. And we were kind of just getting started in Jamie's route in the last part, and then we're continuing in episode 3. So, the singing kitten. The next morning, I stare at the empty cafe as the ambient sounds of rain lulls in the background. I slowly take in a deep breath. Ooh, the thunder. I was a tad emotional last night, but it's probably best if I don't blow this out of proportion now and just move on. It's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing happened, and I mean, he probably won't even remember it. Everything is fine. Everything's okay. Nothing happened. Everything's fine. About everything in my life, but everything keeps happening. Just fucking leave me alone, life. Jesus Christ. Die alone in boredom and peace. Your excitement, you need to stop. Tired of it. It's never good excitement. It's always like bullshit. Like, hey, you want some excitement? Have some mice in your apartment. Can we not? Can we just, no? You want some excitement? Now you're locked out of this account. You gotta call the help desk. I don't wanna. Leave me alone, life. Fuck off. Just go away. Just let me sit in my bored little corner. I'll find something to occupy myself, okay? I'll learn origami. It's fine. Just leave me alone. Good lord. Anyway, that's my rant. Yeah, that's right. I can do this. I have to be mature and just move on. I love the thunder sounds in the game. I nod silently, reassuring myself as I turn around to start working. I begin to set up the tables when I hear the door open. I slowly look up to see a rained-on Jamie holding a bag of cat food. It's raining pretty hard. I wonder where that kitten went. Oh, good morning, Spacey. I'm glad to see the rain didn't catch you. It's pretty bad outside right now. Good morning. Hey, listen. About yesterday. Just as Jamie's about to open his mouth again, I run towards the kitchen doors with my back to him. Could you finish setting up the tables? I'll get the machine started today. Oh, okay. I can hear the confusion in his voice as I escape into the safety of the kitchen. Heat floods my cheeks. I press my back on the door and breathe in heavily. Yeah, I totally got this. I wrap my raincoat closer to my frame as I take a large trash bag out towards the dumpster. Suddenly, a hand stops me and I turn around to see Jamie smiling. Hey, I can handle this one. Why don't you... Okay, thanks, bye! I quickly run through the shop's door without so much as glancing back. I beam a polite smile at the customer in front of me. Alright, that'll be 2 classic lattes and 2 caramel mochas to go, correct? The customer nods and I smile again in return. Just as I grab 4 plastic cups to start making the order, I see another hand grab 2 of them. I look up to see Jamie standing next to me. Here, let me help. I can make the 2 caramel No, it's fine, I got it! Without so much as another word, I quickly grab the 4 plastic cups and scamper away. The thing is while you're working, he's not going to bring it up. You know what I mean? Well, while there's customers around, he's not going to bring it up, probably. As I wash the dishes, I can see the kitchen doors open from the corner of my eye. Spacey? Jamie, can you 2 bring in the chairs from outside? We need to wipe them down from the rain this morning. Sure, Mr. Saul, you got it. I can do it alone. Look at Mr. Saul's face. He's like, the fuck? And Jamie looks pissed. He's like, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Like, later that night, Mr. Saul looks around the shop one last time before turning around. Well, I'll be heading out early today as I have dinner plans with the missus. Thank you both for your hard work. Feel free to take off early tonight. Jamie, make sure to lock up for me, would you? Of course, sir. I'll take care of it. Have a great dinner and send Mrs. Estrella my best regards. That's why it's named Cafe Estrella after his wife. Isn't it beautiful? Anyway. I mean, it's supposed to be Estrella, but Estrella sounds like Estella, but Estrella? I don't know. Maybe. I'm probably saying every name wrong in here. Look. Right. Anyway. Good night, Mr. Saul. See you tomorrow. Have a great date. We both wave as we watch Mr. Saul head out through the front doors. I go up nervously and grab my purse as I begin to head out in the same direction without looking back. Well, good night. Suddenly an arm yanks me back and I'm forced to stare into Jamie's frowning face. But his frowning face is so cute still. Hey, can we talk for a second? Talk? About what? About yesterday night. Listen, I have a night class! I forcefully pull my arm back and run out of the cafe's front door, shutting it behind me. Instead of just, again, communicating and being like, I don't want to talk about it, let's forget it, it never happened, okay, bye, and then running out the door. You know. Oh, I remember this. Oh. I let out a deep sigh as I exit my class. I stare down at my assignment before stuffing it in my bag and walking away. Gosh, I feel so depressed. What's wrong with me? Life. Oh, do you feel happy now? Because I do. How many people, when I was like, oh, okay, like, knew exactly what was coming up. Like, a Florian's going to show his face, isn't he? Yes. I love him so much. Anyway. Suddenly, I bump into someone and I turn around to look into my history professor's furrowed brow. He's precious. I love him. His attention seems to be somewhere else as he barely notices me. Professor Atlas? It's also kind of funny that his last name is Atlas. But anyway. Oh, my apologies, Spacey. Good evening. He doesn't have much of a voice. I couldn't find one for him. Like the first time I played the game, I literally had to pause the game, stop, and take like 5 minutes to like think about it. Like Jamie came kind of quick. Marcella was gonna have the bad accent, but we didn't do that. And then like Enix just looks like he's got the like, you know, moody boy voice. But like I had nothing for him. It's like I can't, you're too perfect and I can't like, especially because my repertoire of man voices is very fucking small, as we know, and he just doesn't fit any of them, so he's just me talking normal, which is dumb, because me talking normal, I don't have a man voice or a lady voice. I don't know what the fuck I have. Look, I don't know, I sound stupid. Anyway, good evening. Is everything okay? Well, yes, I suppose. It's just, I saw this poor white kitten stuck in a situation I'm sure I'd rather not be in. He's concerned about the kitten, okay? He's the good boy. A white kitten? Yes, the poor creature looked absolutely terrified, although I did see a young man coming to its rescue. But maybe I should head back and make sure myself. I watch as the professor frowns, glancing at his watch. I love this. He's so like, I have work to do, but the cat, but work, but the kitten. I love how he's so torn. He's so precious. It's like, ugh, anyway. But I'm already terribly late for an important meeting, and I can go, Professor. Which way is the kitten? Could you? That'd be wonderful. I'd appreciate it. Just turn at that corner and you'll see the poor thing. Please make sure it's safe. He warms my heart. I nod and watch as the professor briskly walks off towards an adjacent building. I turn back around and head over in the direction he just pointed at. The trees are the only thing that wear the hats, okay? The building can wear the hat. As I turn the corner, I can hear loud meows. I suddenly gasp as I look up to see the little kitten from yesterday stuck on a thin-looking tree branch that looks like it's about to break at any given second. Ooh, kitty can wear the hat. Meow. I'm sure you can hear the kitty meowing in the sound effects, but just in case you can't. Oh my god! She's gonna fall if she stays up there! That's why she has tears in her eyes. I throw my stuff down as I approach the tall tree and attempt to climb it, but a hand stops me. That tree isn't strong enough to climb. If you do that, it might end up falling over with her on it. My eyes widen as I'm face to face with Jamie's serious expression. Boop. I go up nervously, but the kitten's scared meows steal my attention as I stare helplessly back up at her. The poor thing looks terrified as she holds on tightly to the branch. She does. She has little, kitty tears. How'd you get stuck up there? I have no clue. I was looking for her all day, and then I found her up there a while ago. Isn't there a way we can get her to come down on her own? I've tried everything, but the poor thing is too scared to even move. She has to calm down or she'll risk breaking that flimsy branch. What? But if she falls at this distance, she might... Yeah, she's too small. She might seriously hurt herself even if we do catch her. Scared kitty. I nervously bite my lip as I stare up at the frightened kitten. She continues to meow at us as if asking for help. Jamie tears his hands through his hair. Damn it! Think, Jamie, think! Suddenly, the kitten looks towards a nearby window. I follow her gaze and gasp slightly. Of course! I knew I recognized her! As I walk across the campus, the sound of someone singing catches my attention. I look towards a nearby building and spot a young songstress practicing in front of a classroom. The music students must be getting ready for the upcoming recital. How exciting! I silently sneak behind a tree as I watch the performers practice through a window. Whoa, look at them go. If only I could be like that. Meow. Happy kitten. I turn around to see a small white kitten perched on the windowsill staring into the same classroom. I giggle as she attempts to meow along to the song. She notices me and turns around. It's silly, but I can't help but wave, till she fucking waves back at you, or she starts talking to you all McGonagall-like. Meow? Meow? She stares at me for a few seconds before turning to continue watching the performers. That's a man kitty would like, meow. She'd be like, le meow. Because she's a French cat, I guess. I don't fucking know. You know what? I'm not okay. As I collect my things to head out, I overhear a few passing music students as they look over at the small kitten. Look, there she is again. She always comes to watch the choir singers practice. How cute. Cat that likes to sing. We should put her in the show. A singing kitten. That really is adorable. Silly kitten. I swallow hard as I stare into the wide eyes of the frightened kitten. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind picks up. My eyes widen as the tree branch she's on begins to shake uncontrollably. Jamie's nose is wearing the hat now. Damn it! She's gonna fall at this rate! After a couple of seconds, the wind dies down and she begins to meow helplessly again. I bite down hard on my lip as I shift my attention from her predicament to Jamie's worried figure next to me. Maybe singing would calm her down, but no, I couldn't possibly... There's no way. We hear a slight crack as one of the branches begins to fall. The kitten looks over and watches as it hits the floor. She needs to get out of there now! We have to do something! I close my eyes and tightly grip the hem of my dress as I take a deep breath. Songing words that I'm singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing. There's no singing in the North Pole. Yes, there is. We sing all the time. I slowly open my eyes and lock eyes with the kitten as I continue singing. La 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 la. She looks at me curiously and her tail begins to sway back and forth. I extend a hand out to her as I continue to sing. After a few moments, the kitten slowly and carefully climbs off the flimsy branch and begins to descend. Like the cat's being an asshole, I think she could have done this the whole time. She looks back at me and I continue to sing to her. Eventually, I watch as Jamie reaches out towards the nearest branch and she slowly scampers into his hands. My song comes to an end and I rush over to her. Are you okay, little one? Meow! Look at how fucking cute the kitten is! Sorry, I can't help it. The kitten looks up at me and meows happily. I can't help but smile as she licks my fingers. That was amazing, Spacey. I feel my heart pound in my chest as I look up at Jamie. His eyes never leave mine as he sets the small kitten down. You actually do sing. I don't! I can feel emotion cracking in my voice as Jamie furrows his brow. I mean, I'm just saying you should understand how I feel with whatever shit is going on with you. Spacey, you're shaking again. Tears prick at my eyes as I look up at Jamie. Please forget you heard any of that. Please, I beg of you. His shocked expression is immediately replaced into one that I can't decipher as he continues to gaze at me intensely. He slowly nods his head. All right, I promise. Lacking the courage to muster another word, I grab my bag and I run away. I can hear the kitten meowing behind me as I rush off under the moonlit sky. Decantophobia, huh? A bad case, too. The next morning, I glumly walk into the cafe as I watch Jamie preparing something from the counter. He looks up at me and shoots me a bright smile. Good morning. Good morning, Jamie. I answer softly, averting eye contact. Slowly and quietly, I set my bags down and prepare to start working when Jamie motions towards a chair. I had to take a breath to finish that and I didn't. Spacey, wait. Before you start your day, please have a seat. Okay. It's a magic cake. Not knowing what to expect, I hesitantly take a seat. I watch Jamie curiously as he smiles to himself and brings over a covered tray. He beams at me as he lifts the cloche? Well, is that like with the little, the lids, the little silver lids on the trays? Is that what they're called? I don't know. Anyway, to reveal a delicious-looking omelet and a warm cup of coffee. Would you be willing to give this another try? I simply stare blankly at him before a small smile takes over my lips. Wow, I don't know why I couldn't read. That was me. Yeah, I'd love to. As I bite into the omelet nervously. Wow, I can't read today. Jamie watches me closely. I close my eyes expecting a terrible taste, but open them a few seconds after when I begin to chew. Whoa, this tastes amazing, Jamie. Really? I'm glad. I stayed up every night watching omelet recipe videos for the last week. I smile at him as I continue eating the omelet. After a few moments, Jamie grabs a chair and sits next to me. He casts his gaze down as he sheepishly rubs his neck. Hey, I'm sorry. I said something I really shouldn't have the other day because I let my emotions get the best of me and... Well, I was hoping that maybe we could start over as friends. No, Jamie, we can't start over as friends. We have to start over as lovers. I watch him as he nervously gazes at my plate. As I finish another piece of the omelet, I can't help but smile. Was the omelet secretly your friendship offering? Maybe. Did it work? I let out a small giggle and nod. Yeah, and I'd like that very much too. Jamie looks into my eyes for a few seconds before breaking into a relieved smile. Phew, thank God. I had no backup plan here, you know. Oh, by the way, did the kitten make it home safe last night? She did, actually. I want to see her. I tilt my head puzzlingly. As Jamie shoots me another smile, he vanishes towards the upstairs part of the cafe. After a few minutes, he comes back down holding the small kitten, who now wears a tiny pink ribbon in his hands. Kitten's so fucking cute. You kept her? Yeah, I've been trying to look for her mom, but I haven't had any luck. I figured she could stay with me until she shows up. Her mommy might have... Look at how happy the fucking kitten looks! Kitty might have been abandoned by her mom. I know the kitty's story. I know what happens with the kitty. The kitten seems to recognize me as she begins to meow happily. I giggle as Jamie sets her down on the table and she rushes over to me. She might not have a mommy cat, though, but, like, you know what I mean? Because, like, just because there's a kitten does not mean there's not a mama cat. Like, is Mr. Saul okay with this? Yeah, I called him last night and explained everything that happened. He said as long as I clean up after her, she can stay. Aw, that's awesome! What's her name? Name, I don't know yet. I haven't thought of anything. Maybe, Brunhilde? Seriously? Are you naming a kitten or a grandmother? Hey! My grandmother's name was Brunhilde, and she was very lovely, I'll have you know. Fucking love that. Yeah, exactly, though. I can't help but laugh at his flustered reaction. I look down at the small kitten as she purrs against my fingers. How about... What should I say? Mina, Periwinkle, Mrs. Flufferkins. Okay, so... I think the first time I chose Periwinkle. But I'm gonna go with the Miss... I know what the right answer is here. Like... But... It doesn't actually matter. I know what the kitty... We end up naming the kitty. But... I want to go with Mrs. Flufferkins. Because I think it's funny. How about Mrs. Flufferkins? I am not saying that out loud when I take her out on walks. Normal people don't take their cats on walks, but okay. Fine. Then, what about Mina? I'm sorry, Mrs. Flufferkins or Periwinkle is better. Mina's like a people name. You don't name animals people names. It's weird. I just have a thing about animals with people names. Like, I don't know why, I just don't like it. It weirds me out. Like, people are like, this is my dog Sharon. No, that's a people name. It's my dog Rex. I mean, I guess like Rex is... Some people have the name Rex. That seems... yeah. If you were going to name your dinosaur Rex, because he's a T-Rex, fine. Or, like, not a T-Rex and you named him Rex, that'd be kind of funny, too. But, like, you know, I mean, it's kind of like you don't name your kid Spot unless you're a celebrity. So don't name your dog Susan. It's weird. I don't know. I mean, I guess there are some names. Some names are kind of in that okay. Like, my friend and I were going to, like, adopt a cat named Simon. And that would have been okay. It's a people name. But no, I don't know anybody named Simon. But they're just... I don't know. There's very few names that are people names that I accept as an animal. It's just strange to me when people name their pets like names that they would name their kids. Like, Tom, Joey, Savannah, here you go. Those are people names, not animal names. It's weird. Like, name your dogs like Spot and, you know, Fluffer Noodles and I don't know. Mrs. Spot. You know, weird things. I mean, I did have a bird named Petey, but that was because it was named after Dumb and Dumber. And I did have a Jack. Okay, so I have had animals named after people, but there's rare exceptions. But, like, Mina's too much of a people name. It also kind of sounds like she should be like a lounge singer and not a cute, fluffy little kitten. I like Periwinkle the best, by the way. Anyway. Mina, I like that. That's actually pretty cute. Right? It's way better than Brunhilde. Excuse you? I do like I was mad about that. Oh, the CG's cute with a little kitten. Little Periwinkle. Laughter resounds throughout the cafe as the clock chimes, signaling the start of a new day. I'm actually glad, because, like, I forget what he said about Periwinkle. He was like, yeah, no. But he did not have the walk line, so that was actually kind of cute. Like, I am not calling her that when I take her for walks, Mrs. Flipperkins. So that was the best answer. Mr. Salt turns to me with a giant smile as he stands at the shop's front door alongside Jamie. Wow, you guys are real fucking chatty today, aren't ya? Jamie and I are headed out now to pick up the last shipment of beans. If you need anything, let us know. His bow tie's never worn the hat. Take care and drive safely. We will. See you later. Jamie shoots me a bright smile and I can't help but beam back at him with one of my own. He waves before closing the back door. A sense of happiness fills my heart as I let out a content sigh. Today was wonderful. It really does feel like I have a friend around now. I grab a broom as I begin to sweep. I grab a broom and begin to sweep as I think back on the day's events. That makes more sense. Jamie and I laughed, chatted, and made jokes all day. Even Mr. Saul mentioned the place seemed much livelier. I smiled giddily to myself as I grabbed the nearby remote. I'm actually really happy we put all that behind us. Work seems so much easier now. As I turn on the TV, I catch a familiar segment of old hit songs playing, and I can't help but grin. I look around as I double-check the locks on the doors and windows before I raise the volume. Okay, there is definitely no one here this time, which means... Dancing Queen! Young and sweet. It's only 17, by the way. So I don't know if they changed the lyrics because they didn't want it to be like too much like Dancing Queen, but the lyrics are young and sweet, only 17. I'm not quite that old, but I am old to know ABBA lyrics. Not quite as old as ABBA. Okay, but everybody knows those songs. And if you don't, what the hell? Everybody's parents and or grandparents listen to them, depending on how old you are. Oh my god, that's scary. After dancing and singing to my heart's content, I begin to work up a sweat. As I finish my third song, I nervously laugh to myself. Now I'm singing Dancing Queen in my head, thanks. Anyway, I peer up expectantly at the kitchen doors and let out a sigh of relief after a few silent moments. Wait a minute! We met Philia because we freaked out and we haven't seen her since, have we? Oh my god, we're so far in the beginning of this. We don't even know Philia yet. I mean, again, we saw her that one time, but then Jamie interrupted us. Holy shit. Like, she takes a long time to show up in this one, doesn't she? It's like the next day. It's been like a month. It's been 3 fucking full moons. It's been 84 years. Relax, dummy. No one was watching this time. We made sure of it. Oh, encore! I whip my head around at the familiar voice. Look how happy she looks. It's just the beak open. It's just fucking hilarious. On the counter, I see the small pink penguin from before. I rub my eyes to make sure I'm not dreaming, but sure enough, the small penguin stares back at me with twinkling eyes.
Oh, Master, you sing so beautifully, just like a mermaid.
I stare blankly at the penguin for a few seconds before shaking my head and marching over to it. The penguin looks up at me, curious, and I take a second to eye it suspiciously.
Hello?
I grab the small penguin and begin to shake it as it begins to squawk. Jeez, these toys are really getting out of hand these days. Where's the off button on this thing? Magic, music, and mozzarella. I turn the penguin over again and again as it squawks angrily.
Please put me down! I'm not a toy, nor do I have an off button!
I make a face as I stop to stare at the small creature. Jeez, it's even self-aware. What a creepy toy.
How rude! I am not a toy! My is Philia, and I'm a messenger of love, here to guide you on...
Toy? Question mark.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, birds, I need a squawk, please. Hello? Ahem. Excuse me, I need voice acting. I need you to squawk.
No, we're not gonna. Really? Now I need you to squawk. Okay, whatever. You're fired. That's it. You don't get your seeds now. No more bread for you.
That was a chirp.
It was good enough, I guess. Usually those fuckers are screaming in the background. Making god-awful fucking velociraptor noises, and now he's just staring at me like, what? You want me to scream? Yes! I need you to scream. I need the sound effects. You're being impossible. I turn it over to its back and pull on its pointy tail. Maybe it's battery-powered. I don't see any opening slots, though. Poor Philly.
Yeah! What are you touching? You perverted master! That is not an off button. That's my butthole.
I scratch my head as I set the small thing down. The penguin angrily stomps as it faces me.
How dare you? Enough already! For the last time, I'm no toy!
Then what are you supposed to be? A talking magical penguin?
Yes, clearly! I've been trying to tell you that. I'm a magical being sent to guide you on your experience of true love. Please do not penguin handle me.
It's not a manhandle. Man, this thing is annoying. Well, hopefully someone will come pick it up later.
You insolent mortal! You've left me no choice! I'll prove to you that I am not a dumb toy!
My neighbors. Wow. Just as I'm about to turn around, I see a glowing bright light behind me. I look over at the penguin to see it chanting some weird words as a bright pink light envelops it.
Penguin Pissed Power!
My eyes widen as the ground begins to shake and a strange light picks up mugs, teacups, chairs, and utensils as they dance around the room. The penguin throws its small flippers up, making even more sparkles, and lights begin to shine all through the cafe. After a few moments, the light begins to fade, and all the previously floating items return back to their original places.
Can a toy do that?
Suddenly, the penguin plops over. I can only stare blankly at its pointy butt. Is it dead? Like how the twink, twink, the poke, you can just imagine her poking because it's the poke noise. Poke, 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 poke. An hour or so later, I rub my temples as I attempt to massage my now aching head. I slowly open my eyes and watch as the small penguin finishes gulping down various pastries on a small plate.
Oh, this is delicious. Thank you for all the yummy treats, Master.
Would you stop calling me that? Ugh, never mind. I lean back in my chair as I stare at the small creature in bewilderment. Okay. Let me just... Can we recap here for a second? So the old lady I saved the other day was actually a powerful witch.
Ahem. Correction, she's actually the most powerful witch in the world.
Right. And then the weird notebook she gave me was actually a crazy powerful spell book that casts love magic or something.
No. Were you even listening? It doesn't cast love magic because the book itself is love magic.
Oh, right. And you're Philia, the true form of that unique looking pen she gave me along with the notebook.
Yep, tee, get it? I'm a penguin. But
I just imagine that Philia actually goes,
but
like there's the sound effect, but I imagine she says it out loud as well. I mean, it's the line there, but I can see her doing that at her own joke. I stare at the penguin for a few seconds before I shake my head. Man, kids are really into some weird stuff these days.
If you call Philia a toy one more time, she'll turn you into a frog! A warty, slimy frog!
Okay. Relax, Miss Magical Penguin. Just give me a second to process all this.
Sheesh.
Philia raises her beak defiantly as she sits back down and stuffs another pastry into her mouth. I watch as her expression immediately changes from sour to sweet as she continues eating. I let out another sigh as I rub my temples again. I mean, listen, I do remember the old lady, but... Oh, wait. Suddenly, memories from the night at the bar begin to resurface. What did you do, the other bird? Where the fuck is he? Oh, hi! Okay. Look, he was over there playing with my plants, and I glanced over, and I thought he was in the fucking pot. Like, he usually sits on the side of the pot and plays with the fucking dirt, flings it all over, and tries to eat it. I don't know, he's fucking weird. But I thought he was in the fucking pot. It's just a little, like, ceramic owl, like, you know, plant decorated thing. And then I was like, but he wasn't over there anymore, because I missed him flying back to his cage. So I lost the bird for a second, alright? I drunkenly throw myself over the counter as I sigh into the cold marble. Worst day ever. As another customer calls the young bartender over, I pull up my bag. The pink notebook and quirky pen from earlier fall out onto the counter.
Oh, yeah! At least they saved this sweet old lady today. She was weird, but she smelled kind of nice. I forgot she gave me this weird notebook. I think she mentioned something about instructions? But who even reads those, am I right? Boring!
I like being drunk, Spacey. It's fun. From then on, I can't remember much, but I can easily infer what happened. I cover my mouth with my hands as I stare at Philia. Philia seems to notice my expression and stops eating.
Huh? What's wrong?
Philia, right? Are you sure I wrote in that book?
Of course! If not, Philia would not be here. But I'm here, so yes, I'm quite sure.
And, what exactly does that book do again?
Ahem! Like I said before, it has the power to make anyone whose name you write in it fall deeply in love with you. The instructions are super duper duper important.
About that, Philia tilts her head curiously at me as I grab my coffee and quickly gulp down the remaining drink. I can just see her face like ding, 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 blinking her big eyes like just waiting to punch us in the face. So what if, hypothetically speaking, of course, I was really, really drunk when I wrote in that book.
Hello, what you doing? You making a circuit? Yeah. You proud of yourself, little bird? Yeah. You just flew in a circle around the living room. Good for you.
He's new here, okay? At this point, by the time you see this, he's been here a couple months. He's only been here like a month or so? I don't know, whatever. But he gets lost easy, okay? And he flies in other rooms, and then I have to go on bird rescue. But so it's just amazing. He's now making a circuit around the living room like, look what I can do! Good for you, little buddy. He's a weird bird. Anyway. And I didn't read the instructions at all. Philia stares at me blankly for a few seconds before she rolls around in laughter.
Well, you'd be the biggest idiot on the planet! I mean, that book is super powerful.
Wasn't quite her voice, wow.
You could have completely ruined your entire life, or even the world by writing into it without the proper care or attention. You were drunk, weren't you?
Just a tad bit.
You don't even know whose name you wrote in it, do you?
Not at all. I watch as the small penguin clears her throat and stands up. She walks over to me and shows me a small smile. This is the dangerous smile. Yeah.
Master, what kind of frog would you like to be?
Wait, come on! I had a terrible day that day! Aren't you supposed to help me or something?
You expect me to help someone who didn't even bother to read the instructions of a spell before she cast it? Get ready to croak, lady!
Wait, hold on! Whose name did I even write in that stupid book? Philia sits down dramatically as now she begins to rub her temples with her flippers, her little flippers rubbing her temples. Imagine that.
Ah, great witches and wizards, please give me the patience to deal with this human. You wrote the new barista Jamie. Does that ring any bells?
Grinning, I stand up and point at Philia. Objection! Overruled! That's not a full name! The spell couldn't have worked!
Do you think powerful ancient supernatural spell books are really that stupid?
Maybe? I clear my throat as I meekly sit back down and fold my hands. It was worth a shot. Wait, if what you're saying is true, then Jamie should have been in love with me since like 2 days ago when the spell was cast, right? I feel like it's been longer than that with the next day, the next day, the next days, but okay.
Well, yes, but the thing is...
Objection! There's no way Jamie's in love with me! He's been mad at me this whole time! Like we just barely started talking to each other again this morning!
Wow! You made a cute guy who's under a love spell angry at you right off the bat and you don't even know how? That takes talent, you know?
I slam my head into the table as I let out a loud groan. No! This can't actually be happening to me.
Well, it is! Maybe next time you'll read the instructions when you're told to.
Suddenly, my heart pounds as I hear the back door in the kitchen open. Hey, we're back. Billy, help me. What do I do?
Oh, relax, Master. I'm sure you didn't know this, but the spell is actually only temporary. It'll wear off at the next full moon anyway. After then, Mr. Jamie won't even remember a thing. Everything will go back to how it used to be. Till then, have fun being in love!
I quickly stand up to shield the table from view as the kitchen doors open, revealing a smiling Jamie. I can't help but feel my cheeks heat up as I look at him. Oh, and there you are. Sorry we took so long. Can you help us unload? Yes, I'll be right there. I turn around to look at Philia, but find no one on the table. Only 2 mugs and leftover crumbs. That makes me want a fucking coffee cake for some reason. I just thought of crumbs. I don't know why, I just thought of coffee cake. You know, the crumbles on the top. Oh. The next morning, I dab another layer of concealer over my eye bags as I stare at my reflection in my compact mirror. I didn't get any sleep because of that persistent penguin last night. I can't believe I came home to her raiding my fridge persistent penguin power. She even ate all my cheese. Damn you, demon penguin! I step in front of the cafe as I glance at my watch. I'm a little early, so maybe I can relax over some coffee before we open the shop. Taking a deep breath, I open the door to the cafe. My eyes widen as I watch Mr. Saul and Jamie hover over a large, beautiful mahogany piano in the corner of the cafe. It's the tiniest fucking cafe. I'm just curious how they got a fucking piano in here, but... Whoa! Is that a piano? No, it's a fucking hippopotamus, Spacey. Jesus! You just said it was a piano. I wish someone would say that. No, it's a hippopotamus. Totally serious. She's like, what? What? I mean, seriously, do you not know what a fucking piano looks like? God. Just kidding. Good morning, Spacey. Why, yes it is. Surprised? Yeah, how the fuck it fit through this door? I quickly put my bags down as I walk over to marvel at the beautiful instrument. Like, it's even got the glitters, like, oh, beautiful piano. We usually get that for our beautiful boys, but now we're getting it for the piano, but... It looks pristine, as if it had just been cleaned and polished by the way it shines in the morning light. Good morning. What's such a pretty piano doing here?
Its original owner came by earlier and asked if we wanted it. Apparently they're moving and they wanted to get rid of it, so we donated it to Cafe Estrella.
Seriously? That's so cool! Isn't it? Now we can even have live music. This little shop is turning into quite something, I must say. I watch as Jamie gently, almost lovingly touches the keys. Because there's music in his blood. Again. Really you, twin brother, robot clone. Just saying.
It's a beautiful instrument. I can tell it's been really well taken care of.
And even if it's your twin brother, he still has music in his blood. And touching the keys lovingly, caress them. As I scoot closer to get a better look, Mr. Saul lets out a hearty laugh and motions me toward the seat. Well, Spacey, didn't you once mention you took lessons when you were younger? How about it? Want to try playing us a piece? Me? But, I don't really... Playing a piano in front of people is different than singing. Unless you're like me and you don't know how to play a piano, then it would suck too, because, like, I can't do either, but... Come now, my dear. No need to be shy. We're all friends here, and I'd love to hear you play. Maybe you could even sing us something as well. That's implying that I can sing, and I'm offended as someone who cannot sing. It's completely fucking tone deaf, I swear. Unable to get another word in, Mr. Saul nudges me on, and I bite my lip nervously. I can feel Jamie's gaze on me as I hesitantly grab the hem of my dress and let out a silent sigh. As I begin to motion towards the seat... Oh. I'm sorry, just gotta go. Jamie sits down instead. Jamie?
How about I play you a song instead, Mr. Saul? Whichever one you'd like to hear.
I stare in surprise at Jamie as he shoots me a wink. A sense of gratitude and relief washes over me as I watch Mr. Saul shift his attention towards him instead, and then he plays badly, and then sings like a dying cat. And we're like, well, okay. Oh? I didn't know you played any instruments, Jamie.
Well, I might know a thing or two. So which song would you like to hear? Pick whichever one you'd like and I'll see what I can do.
Pick any song, I know them all. Eyes Jamie suspiciously. Now that I'm put on the spot, I must admit none come to mind. Spacey, how about you pick one instead? Me? Let's see here. How about... What should I say? Happy birthday. Okay, alright. Happy birthday. I know which one I picked the first time, and I'm gonna do it the same. No. Copyrighted! Isn't it? Like, you can't actually play it in songs, so, like, somebody actually owns a copyright to Happy Birthday, which is completely fucking ridiculous. But anyway. I chose Moonlight Sonata only because Illumio song... Look, we just got Jamie to become our friend again. He's gonna hate us. I know it doesn't change anything... And actually, he plays Moonlight Sonata. But now I'm curious, because the first time I straight up went for this, because I was like, well, no, that's silly. Like, we'd be like, sing happy birthday. Is it your birthday? No. Then why the fuck would I play that? We look like an idiot if we suggest that. Like, they'd be like, that's the best you could do? I know. But I didn't want to say a Lumio song because he hates him. And I was like, I don't want to make him mad at me, even though, again, it changes nothing. I think I want to do this time and see what happens. I bet you anything she's going to be like, I can't do that. I just became friends with him. And then she's going to, like, back out and do Moonlight Sonata, you know? But I want to see. Maybe pitching a Lumio song to Jamie isn't exactly the best idea. The last thing I want us to do is fight again after we just made up. Okay, yeah, she's going to chicken out. Then how about Moonlight Sonata? Jamie and Mr. Saul raise their eyebrows at me as I sheepishly grin, realizing my mistake. Shoot, wait, that's a really hard song to play, isn't it? Crap. Actually, never mind. What about... Before I can speak another word, a beautiful melody begins to play out, and that just tells you how fucking amazing Jamie is. Oh, it's a really hard song. Oh, never mind, he's got it. Mr. Saul and I slowly turn to look at Jamie. My eyes widen as I'm entranced. Jamie's expression has completely changed as he plays the song. I watch as his fingertips dance over the keys with such grace and elegance that only someone who's been playing their whole life could ever master. I'm just saying, right? Hello? Woo! Red flag! Which one of the flags do we want to wave over here? Most likely the him or your twin brother, not the robot clone, but robot clone could also tie into... I'm just saying. Like, look. All the flags are here. We're just popping them all up. He's on a fucking pirate ship of flags flying out. That, like, we should be sus about him. Okay, but we're not. We're like, oh, I don't know why he doesn't like Lumios. Girl! Look at all the signs in front of you! There's a reason! As I watch him play on, my heart begins to beat faster and faster. Jamie's lost in a trance as he flawlessly executes each note. I glance up at Mr. Saul to see his eyes have also widened, and his mouth is slightly ajar. When I look back at Jamie, I can't contain my overwhelming emotions. He's incredible. It's almost as if I can feel the music. The only other person who's ever made me feel this way is... Right? That's us right there. As the song winds down to an end, I can even feel tears well in my eyes. Jamie closes his eyes, completely lost in the song, and I can't bear to look away from him. Mr. Soul begins to clap loudly as he grins from ear to ear. Phenomenal! Absolutely marvelous, my boy! Where on earth did you learn to play like that? Jamie smiles warmly at Mr. Saul as the old man gives him an enthusiastic pat on the back. He turns to look in my direction, and I can see his eyes grow wide. I begin to clap as tears fall from my eyes. I'm just saying, and also he's like looking at you like, did you realize that maybe I'm being shady and I have something to do with Lumios? Come on. I mean, it's obvious. Lumios wouldn't be at all involved in this route if he wasn't tied to Jamie in one way, shape, or form or the other. Again, I know. You don't. Unless you played the game. You should know, okay? I don't even know why I'm hiding it. You should know because you played this game before you watched my playthrough, didn't you? How many times do we have to go through this? I'm ashamed of you if you didn't. Alright? Shame corner. We have had this, so I don't know why I'm like... But seriously, I insisted that you play this before you watch it. I can't control what you do. And if you want to be mean and terrible and not play this game before you watch my playthrough, shame on you. But I can't stop you. But I shouldn't be like, okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. I should totally be spilling all the beans about everything I know because technically, y'all should have played this game before you watched my playthrough, so I don't even know why I'm like, okay, I don't want to spoil too much. I should spoil it all. Jump in. So this is what happens in the route, and if you feel spoiled and you're upset about it, well, you should have played the game before you got this far. Rude. No, but seriously, small indie developers should help them buy the game so they can make more games because they're great and we love them, okay? That was such a wonderful performance. I could feel the song. You're amazing, Jamie. Thanks, but geez, I wasn't expecting you to cry. Mr. Saul chuckles as he removes his glasses before quickly wiping a napkin over his own eyes. No, I'm afraid she's right. You definitely brought the emotions out of your listeners. I can attest to that as well. You have an amazing talent there, Jamie. Have you ever considered going professional? At that remark, Jamie's eyes darken over for barely a second before he shoots a grin at us. Nah, you guys are exaggerating. I'm not that good. You are that good! I even surprise myself as I unknowingly yell. Jamie stares at me in surprise as I wipe my tears. Girl, before he opens up his mouth, shush, leave him be. That was really amazing. Please don't belittle yourself or your talent. There are people in this world who would give anything to be able to move others like that. Me in particular. I really, truly loved your song. Thank you, Spacey. But if we keep harping on it, he's going to be like, what about yourself? You sing pretty. Don't you dare! We promised we wouldn't talk about it. Then stop pushing me. Jamie stares deeply into my eyes as a mysterious smile plays on his face. He ruffles my hair as I wipe more of my tears. I gotta admit, I didn't pen you for a musical crybaby. Yeah, I'm a sucker for a good performance. I shoot him a sheepish grin as his smile only grows warmer. Just then, the door chimes and we all turn around to see a customer. I'm sorry, we're having a moment. Oh, sorry, are you guys open yet?
We are now. Come on in, Jamie, Spacey. Let's get this started, shall we?
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! There was a musical note, so I assumed we sang it. Several hours later, as I finish up another order, I look over to see a small child excitedly tugging at his mother's hand.
Mommy, come on! We're gonna miss the fireworks! Let's go!
Relax, sweetie. They don't start for another hour or so. The mother laughs as she exits the shop with the excited child. More customers seem to glance around at the time as they begin to pack up their belongings. Fireworks?
Master, what's a firework? Is it something you eat?
I jolt as I look behind me and see Philia curiously staring at me from the floor. I quickly whip my head around to make sure no one's watching as I kneel down behind the counter to whisper. Hey, what are you doing here? You should be at home.
Oh, I came to tell you that we ran out of those delicious things you call mozzarella sticks. Please buy some more.
Philia, I bought a new box yesterday. What do you mean we ran out?
Literally me with like pizza rolls if I buy them. It's like, I just bought them. Where'd they go?
I'm sorry, Master. It seems Philia too has found L-O-V-E. The crunchy breading, the soft melted cheese inside, and the sweet, tangy sauce. Yeah! It's the truest of true loves, I tell you!
I jump as I watch Jamie enter through the kitchen doors. He raises an eyebrow at my suspiciously kneeled-over posture. It's tying my shoe! Your shoe's slip-on, Spacey. Oh, that explains why I was having difficulties. Everything okay down there?
That's a rude question to ask a woman. Oh, you mean because I'm kneeled over and by my feet? Never mind. That's one way to get him to stop asking questions, is to say something like that and then make him fucking embarrassed. And then he's like, I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, just cleaning up some coffee I spilled. He's like, without a rag? I turn back to Philia with a serious expression. Go home. I'll buy more mozzarella sticks later. Just go.
Philia hopes you know other humans can't see her, but fine. I shall obey. See you later. Oh, and don't forget the sauce. Ciao!
The small penguin disappears into a small burst of sparkles, and I let out a sigh of relief. I go back to wiping down the counter, and I notice more and more customers leaving. Suddenly, Mr. Saul comes in through the front door and claps his hands together.
Well, tonight should certainly be some fun.
Tonight? What do you mean, Mr. Saul? Is something going on? I think it's so funny that we live in this town and we didn't know about fireworks.
Apparently so. The town's having an impromptu fireworks display over at the harbor tonight.
A fireworks display, huh? So that's what everyone's been talking about.
Yep. Say, why don't you kids wrap up early here and go see them together? I was also hoping to take my wife, too. She loves this sort of thing.
Jamie and I glance at each other as Mr. Saul grins knowingly. He's like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, but I still haven't finished washing the dishes. I'll help. I like how he's like, look at how he's so excitedly. I'll help. And the sparkles in his eyes. He loves us. Okay, we know that, but it's funny because now it's showing. I look over at Jamie to see he's already rolling up his sleeves, grinning all the way. I love dishes, Spacey, especially if I can do them with you. I'll do your dishes. You want me to come to your house and do your dishes? I'll even clean and vacuum your room and dust and everything. Well, writing his name in the book sounds like a great idea. Come on, Spacey. Let's go check it out together. My cheeks flush pink and my heart begins to beat faster at his adorable reaction. I find myself eagerly smiling back at him. Okay, Okay, yeah, let's go. Dreaming of fireworks, but we're gonna end this part here, and yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.